Next on Radical Metal in Focus. This week, Professor Metal discusses the troubling subject of gaslighting.
Guys, I am fascinated by gaslighting. If radical metal seeks to bring organization and clarity between the polarities of right and left, then the gaslighter is the polar opposite of radical metal, bringing chaos and confusion. But first, let me explain with a definition of gaslighting, a buzzword that has been around for, probably I think the last 100 years or so, and something I have to look up every year. According to the Newport Institute, gaslighting is a form of psychological manipulation which the abuser attempts to sow self-doubt and confusion in their victim's mind. Typically, gaslighters are seeking to gain power and control over the other person by distorting reality and forcing them to question their own judgment and intuition. Now, one main way people gaslight is by shifting blame to another person in order to avoid accountability, which is also known as deflection. So, what if you fall victim to gaslighting? First, let me say, as far as radical metal goes, they're not even invited to the party. They can't bring the dignity to the discourse. They do not come with a willingness for self-examination. They bring chaos and confusion versus the spirit of seeking clarity through engagement. By working to shame and guilt and deflect instead of committing to self-reflection, with an open heart and open mind, there is zero platform to generate any value. So this is the main reason our politics are so screwed up. Many politicians do all of the above to those across the aisle, and with diminishing returns. But what if you are confronted and the victim of gaslighting outside this radical metal universe that we talk about so much? I would say first, if possible, get the heck out of there. I don't see any reason, unless you're a trained psychologist and want to do pro bono work, why you should be engaging with someone who is a gaslighter, if you can help it. Get out of there. Now, if you have to associate with that person due to their proximity, whether it be work, maybe it's family, first just recognize the signs. Some common tactics that they do are they deny their actions, they shift the blame, and their intention is to make you doubt your own memory or perception. Number two, trust your instincts and your own reality. If something feels off or manipulative, then it probably is. For number three, maintain a support system. Make sure you're bouncing those ideas off with people you trust. Because one, they may be honest with you, and in case that you are wrong about your perception of the situation. But also they should be there so that you can vent and let the air out. And finally, keep a journal of the dates and time of what was said in order to keep the facts straight should you need to defend yourself later. Now, while I don't think we should be ruminating on these things too long, it would be good to write down what happened, when it happened, so you can keep the story straight in your head should you need to refer to it later. But after that, it's time to let it go and accept what has happened and try not to ruminate. And if possible, and if you have the level of maturity, try to find the blessing in disguise with all this, as you should do with all challenges you face. Now, on a good day, I might be able to do that. On a bad day, maybe not so much. That's not easy, but try. It will at least get you to not focus so much and ruminate on what has been done to you. Do the best you can to shift your focus. You accepted it. You tried to look for a blessing in disguise. Now it's time to focus on something else, whether it be a hobby, whether it be work, even better if it's something you're very passionate about. Get it off your mind, stay busy, and let it dissipate. And with that, I'll leave you. Hope you have a great day, and hopefully this was helpful. All right, until next time.